Okay, so what we have here is a oil cooler from a Ford 6-liter. I think it was about an '05 or an '06. I think it was an '06. Anyways, what we had this here is the EGR cooler, and what we had a leaky EGR cooler, so coolant was getting into the exhaust system, and we also had a blown head gasket on the passenger side. So what we did, we changed head gaskets, we changed EGR cooler, and what you'll probably find with these Ford 6-liters is 6-liter diesel turbo. The root cause of the failure of this here EGR cooler and possibly your head gaskets is going to be your oil cooler. And these here are the two ports. These two ports are for the coolant in and out, and two ports for oil in and out. So it's basically just a heat exchanger. And this here sits in a sump in the middle or in the center, actually kind of right underneath the oil filter on the engine. And the other thing I should explain here is a lot of times you have problems with your IPR valve getting stuck in the bottom of that sump where your oil cooler is sitting is this here little screen. And what this does, this screens the oil that goes to your injection pump, or to your more than likely what you'll find is once in a while you'll find these fragments from this oil screen clogging up your IPR valve. So when you're in there to change the oil cooler, you make sure you want to change this screen too. And if you have an IPR problem, it's probably worthwhile to investigate the screen here to make sure that it's still in one piece. If just about every one of them I've ever taken apart has it's been broken and chunks are missing, and the oil goes from that oil sump right over to your to the high pressure oil pump for the injectors. So anyways, what I'm going to show you here on this why the root cause here of your EGR cooler, why the root cause of the failure and possibly head gasket failure is actually your oil cooler. And I don't know, set the camera here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I think that'll work. You take an air hose and I don't know if you can see my hand there or not, but there's almost, when I blow air through here, it's so restricted that almost nothing. You can feel a little puff, but this is shop air at 150 psi, and all I can feel is just a little puff of air coming out of the other side. So she's plugged up pretty good, and what you got to realize is that the coolant goes through here to the EGR cooler. I'm pretty sure it flows in that direction, and then up to the intake manifold. So if this plugs up, I'm pretty sure it flows through here first into the cooler, but either way it really wouldn't matter, because if this is plugged, coolant is not going to flow through the EGR cooler, and she's going to get hot and it's going to burn it up. And or the other possibility is when you if for any reason you've drained the coolant in the vehicle, you're more than likely going to have an air pocket inside of here, and an air pocket in here in the cooling system in the EGR cooler would also lead to a premature failure of these. So if you're changing the EGR cooler, it's definitely worth your while to investigate whether you got any flow through your oil cooler, and probably change that at the same time. And while you're changing that, you may as well also figure on changing that screen. So I guess that's about it for this 6.0. It turned out to be quite a project. I think it's about the third or fourth one I've done head gaskets on, but everything seems to be okay now. So I guess that's about it.